19.0. Sorry, my clicker was not working. So I speak for Doc as well. We're always extremely excited when a new release comes out. So 19.0, we've got a lot of great stuff in here that we're going to talk about today. Before we do, it's available. Doc, I'm kind of getting the cart before the horse here because I mentioned that later on in the slide deck, but I wanted to go ahead and plug that now. 19.0 is available, so please log into the PaperCut Partner Portal and download the newest NFR for your showroom so that you can take advantages of all of these new features and enhancements. And depending on the brands that you sell, there's some enhancements with the brands as well. This is kind of the theme here, helping you become what? A productive workplace, a digital workplace, and a simplified workplace. Streamlining, whatever words we want to use, that's what we're here to do as we talk about these new features. So without any further delay, Cloud OCR, optical character recognition. We're very, very excited about this feature. So some of you don't know what that is. I'm going to break it down as we go through these next upcoming slides. But again, optical character recognition in the cloud and compatible with the brand copy machines that support or are compatible with the integrated scanning feature. So that's very important that you remember that, because if you don't have integrated scanning, this is not going to work. Again, you can locate this information in the PaperCut Partner Portal to see if your particular brands that you offer are compatible with integrated scanning. It's called an integration matrix, and it has that information on there. But what I'm excited about is it's really coming full circle with our scanning capabilities as we have integrated scanning with a lot of the brands. It's an easier workflow once logged in to the copy machine, but to be able to now send that document to any destination, email, a folder tree structure, a cloud, and be able to now have text searchable PDFs. Doc was so kind not too long ago to give me a crash course on PDFs. I was a little embarrassed that he had to tell me, but I didn't realize some of this stuff. So this is great. Text searchable, no third-party scanning apps needed, but there's some caveats here. Quite frankly, I like a couple of them. First and foremost, version 19.0 is where it's available. They've got to have 19.0 to get the Cloud OCR feature. The second bullet point is very, very important. They have to have active maintenance and support. So active support. There's another feature that PaperCut has done that with, and we might see that down the road more to keep that support active. Well, what does that mean for us? Well, it's that low-hanging fruit allowing us to capture those renewals from your customers. So very important that you know that. So version 19.0 and active maintenance and support. 100 languages support the OCR extraction. That's great, and we have the data centers, as you can see. PaperCut chose these data centers, not ACDI, but USA, Europe, and Australia are where the data centers are for this feature. But you know what I like to do is I want to talk about the benefit. What's the why behind why this is so important for the customer? So just a few things as I look at these bullet points. Well, for partners, so you're our partner, it's an all-inclusive solution for scanning needs. We already had integrated scanning, which enabled a smoother workflow for the customer when they logged into the copy machine. Easy to select scanning, and then they can start scanning to their email, a folder, scan to cloud options, in which I'm going to talk about here in just a few moments, whether that's Dropbox, for one example. For customers, a scanning solution that can be deployed across the entire fleet. I like that first bullet point. So again, what's the benefit for the customer, not just the feature? And then I kind of got ahead of myself, but end users. Quickly search for documents inside their database, folder structure, or any type of cloud destination. Again, streamlining it, ease of use, and a simpler workflow for your customers. Another enhancement, new feature, is selecting accounts at the device. And you're probably thinking, well, but PaperCut's done that for a long time. We've always been able to walk up to the copy machine and log in and select an account that we want to maybe charge or bill back to a specific client or department, for example. Well, this has to do with selecting accounts at the multifunction device for mobility print jobs. This is big, guys, because up until now, version 19, if you were utilizing PaperCut's mobility print feature, you were not able to select a shared account or a client or a department to build that print job back to. Well, now, once that job is sent from the mobile device, and by the way, these are the compatible brands that support this feature. I'll leave this on the slide for just a couple of seconds so that you can see that. But once that mobility print job is sent, it's really important to know the workflow and what that looks like for the customer. Again, why would they be interested in this feature? There's a lot of different verticals that have a lot of guest printing or mobility printing in which this could come into play. Well, this is what it's going to look like. So a quick screenshot, again, let me paint the picture. If I'm sending a print job from my workstation and I want to bill that print job back to a client, for example, we have a pop-up that will appear, the advanced client, and we can search or select for that client from my workstation. Mobility printing doesn't work that way, and it still doesn't work that way. So this is what has been created. So the job is sent from a mobile device. It goes into the queue. Once that individual logs in, as you see Doc in this scenario, as he created this image for us, once Doc logs in to select his job, look down here. There's an error message. Select account from the job's print settings screen before printing. Great. Well, once you select that, this is what it's going to do. It very well could just be the personal account, the individual that's printing it. For example, when I print something here at ACDI, I do not bill it back to a customer. I'm just strictly tracking it based on my information. But the ability to select by name, you can see you can type the account name, a code, and search for that. Very easy, very seamless for the customer. I'm very excited about this because for me and in my mind, it really takes and brings full circle to our mobility printing feature. I'm not going to go through every one of these bullet points, but what we're showing you here is what you can't do with mobility, the mobility print feature, and choosing the client at the MFD. If the customer's interested in any sort of manager mode, if you don't know what manager mode is, PaperCut has a feature where an individual or a manager can print on behalf of somebody or bill back to an individual, okay? Can't do that with the mobility printing feature that I just discussed. So that's one of the things that can't be done. So they would need to use the actual client on the computer printing from a workstation to be able to do that. So that feature wouldn't be available in a manager mode account selection scenario. Again, what's the benefit? I love what for the partner piece here, speak to new customers about the benefits and flexibility of supporting an environment where people use a mix of devices and are being able to charge back their clients and departments. I was just on a demo earlier today, and this is exactly what a customer wanted to do. It was a corporate opportunity. They had 14 to 15 locations, and they wanted to be able to bill back and charge back to the different locations and or departments within that organization. Customers, well, what's the why? Well, flexibility to use any device to get work done, including account selection. So this is big for customers. And then the end user. First bullet point, select an account using any device, mobile or a tablet. So we've got a lot of flexibility here with this new feature for your customers. Hope you guys are excited about this. I know we are, both with the cloud OCR and the mobility printing and billing back at the MFD. Let's talk about some updates and enhancements. First and foremost, scan to cloud storage. Very important. You might want to pay attention here. So we have two new connectors available, which is Evernote and pCloud. So PaperCut keeps enhancing this feature with scan to cloud storage. And again, an enhancement on integrated scanning. So we want to make sure first and foremost that the brand that we're talking about supports the integrated scanning feature. And if it does, we have the ability when you authenticate at the device, select scanning, and then if the customer is using one of these products, they're going to see that there and be able to scan that to whether OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever. But again, two new ones were added, Evernote and pCloud. So we're excited about that. A job ticketing update. Not sure if anyone on the call, if you've ever talked about are sole job ticketing, but there's some operator notifications, as you see on the left there. So the bullet points are very clear, giving operators visibility when a new comment has been added to a job. So again, it's that user workflow and making it a lot more seamless and a better experience for the customer when utilizing the job ticketing feature within PaperCut. Going back to mobility print, so a new option for printer discovery in addition to the MDNS and DNS. This allows the mobility print server to address through a link in a download file profile or push from G Suite. So just some enhancements to the printer discovery. I'm not very technical, and I might not have explained that very well, but that's the way that I understand it. So we're excited about this as well. And again, if there's any questions on some of these features, guys, because some of these can kind of bleed into a little bit of the technical piece of the release as well, just don't hesitate to ask those questions for Doc. But again, our mobility printing feature is very, very nice, very easy to set up, and it's very easy for, we've talked about this before, for guests and users to register and print via a tablet or a laptop. So again, very excited, and the last bullet point says it all. You know, have confidence that the mobility print is perfect for all network configurations. Mobility print has gained traction a long time ago, so definitely a feature that's worth talking about. But this is important for customers. So customers who do not have a DNS infrastructure can now take advantage of mobility print. So this is the big piece of all of this that I'm talking about here. The DNS server infrastructure was a requirement before, so this is big for customers. I know that we've potentially run into some roadblocks with customers not having the DNS infrastructure, but now we've moved past that. Very excited about that update. And then some other information on mobility print. I won't read every one of these to you, but again, guest printing for Chromebooks, performance improvements, all of which we've gone through today. Reporting. Simply put, it's a cosmetic overhaul of the way that the reports look. If any of you have seen a PaperCut report, you've been on a demo, or you've downloaded the NFR at your office, you know what the reports look like. And so they're going to look a lot different now. We're very excited about that. It's really something that we've asked for a while. As you can see, the graphs look different. So again, very fresh, very 2019. So excited about that. We've added a payment gateway. This will replace the Heartland payment gateway. So the TouchNet OneCard payment gateway. Well, what's the purpose? Well, we see this in universities, higher education, customers that need to, or excuse me, students that need to add money to their PaperCut printing account so that they can be charged for prints and copies. Some security updates here, toner level alerts, configuring Xerox devices, block and release print jobs when the device is in error. Again, just a few technical and security updates here that we want to make you aware of. And let's get to the embedded improvements. This is always one of the more exciting sections whenever we're doing a new update. So for our Sharp partners on the phone, we're very excited about this. Of all of the bullet points that you see there, number one is the very last one, the ability to change print job settings at the device. And let me go ahead and read what that means, and then we're going to go to the other screen. But again, before I get too far ahead of myself, the user experience for customers at the device has drastically improved. So the interaction is going to be very seamless for the customer. But change print job settings, and not all brands support this. But what that means is at the device, once the job has been queued up for release, they can change it from color to grayscale, from one-sided to two-sided, the number of copies, and the account that they want to bill back to. I got way ahead of myself because it was the next slide, and I forgot that that's what was on there. So we're very excited about this. I can assure you our Sharp partners have been asking about this for a while, so we're glad that this release is available with 19.0. Cost savings, very middle bullet point. Reduce paper waste from incorrectly printed jobs. That's what it all boils down to. So giving customers the ability to save money, to make those decisions at the copy machine and give them that flexibility is extremely important. So we're very excited about having this available now for these Sharp devices as well. For our Kyocera partners, improved integrated scanning experience and choosing a default language at the device. So this is something that's definitely new with your Kyocera devices. Embedded application for Fuji, Xerox, Apios V Plus has been tested and compatible with the Apios Port 5 or V devices. So we do have support for these devices now and the model numbers that fall underneath those. So again, a list of those model numbers are on the PaperCut partner portal when you log in, or on PaperCut.com to make sure that the model is compatible. Again, like I said in the very beginning, a productive workplace, a digital workplace, and a simplified workplace. Again, Doc and I are very excited about all of these releases, and we've got other great releases coming up, hopefully in the next couple of months in 19.1, some big stuff that we're excited about. But PaperCut continues to, you keep asking, and they'll keep developing. So tell us what you want. Tell us what you want to see. We love to pass that information along, and we like to see things when they come to fruition. So when will it be available? It was available on Tuesday. So we're a couple of days late on getting you the webinar, and that's okay. We just we weren't able to do it 2 days ago, unfortunately. But it is available. So again, I encourage you to go out and download that 19.0 NFR and test that in your showroom so that you can tell your customers about the new features.